It is a beautiful day here at Turkey Lake Park. Did you ever want to hit the water? Today is your day. I'm your host, Danielle Bellini, and today the crew and I are leaving land and going deep. We are learning how to row. Today on Sports Zone, we will be joined by the women's high school crew team from Boone High School. As they get set up, let's learn a little bit about the history of the sport. Our goal today, don't tip. Rowing is an ancient sport that can be traced back to 1430 BC, when Egyptian warriors were recognized for their oarsmanship. Oared vessels were mainly used for transportation and war. Competition started in the 18th century. The more modern races started as competitions between professional watermen that provided taxi service on the River Thames in London. 1715 is when the first Doggett coat and badge race was held. The race got its name from the founder, Thomas Doggett, who awarded the winner with a coat and badge. This race is still held today and is considered the oldest continually running athletic contest in the world. The original boats and oars were made of wood, but are now made of composite synthetic materials. There are two forms of rowing. The first is known as sweep, where each rower has one oar held in both hands. You can row this way in pairs, fours, and eights. The second form of rowing is sculling. In sculling, each rower has two oars, one in each hand, and there are either four, two, or single rowers. Rowing has been a popular sport in colleges and universities, with the first American College Rowing Club formed at Yale University in 1843. Popularity is spreading into many high schools and communities as more people realize the fast, gliding fun they can have on the water. Here on Sports Zone, we usually show you sports that use just a bat or a ball and you're ready to play. Not the case today. Unless you have a boat, you're probably going to be stuck on shore. Joining us today is Justin Ledner. He's the head crew coach at Boone High School. Hey Justin, thanks for coming out.
Thanks, Danielle.
If you don't row, if you've never heard of crew before, you probably just think this is a boat, but you've got a different name for it, right?
Yeah, we call these shells. The reason for that is because they're very, very thin, they're very lightweight, and there's not much to them.
And we've got a lot of shells to go through, so let's get to it. You've got ones for just individual riders, and then you've got a whole team can fit in a shell.
Correct. The first boat we have here is what we call a recreational boat. It's wider, it's a little more stable, and we use it to introduce people to the sport. And it just gets people on the water and gives them a good foundation for rowing. As you move down the line of boats, they get a little skinnier, a little longer, a little lighter, and they get a little more stable, unstable, and a little bit faster. All the way at the end, we've got a sweep rowing boat that holds 9 people, 8 rowers and a coxswain, and that's the biggest and the fastest of the fleet.
So 9 people all in one shell. And did you catch that word coxswain? Let's go over that now. What is a coxswain? Who is a coxswain?
A coxswain is the only person in the boat that doesn't have an oar. It's their job to call the boat. Typically you hear them in comic strips and whatnot saying stroke, stroke, stroke. That's probably one of the only things they don't say in this sport. But it's also their job to steer the boat and keep the crew on task.
An important job. So that's interesting. You can actually row by yourself or with a team, a whole team in one long boat. And what's the boat made of? And let's talk a little bit about the structure, the front, the back, and the names for those parts of the boat.
Okay. With rowing, weight is a big consideration. Obviously, if you've got a certain amount of power, the less weight you have to push around, the faster you're going to go. And speed is the name of the game with this sport. So what we use is a few different materials to build a boat. The first one is fiberglass, and it's a very lightweight material. It's very strong, and that's one of the less expensive materials used for boats. As you step up in quality and step down in weight, we use this called carbon fiber. Carbon fiber is the same stuff the military uses in most of their fighter jets and the stealth bomber. Very, very light and much stronger than the fiberglass.
Yeah,
and
you can see it here.
Actually, for its weight, it's 7 times stronger than steel.
Wow.
So
7 times stronger than steel.
So what we do is we take that carbon fiber, we put a little epoxy in it to make it stiff, and then we put that on top of a Nomex honeycomb, which is basically paper. but it's built in the same way that bees build their honeycomb in their hives, which gives it a lot of strength. And once you have the whole product together, this is what boats are made out of here. You can see it's very lightweight and very, very stiff.
I can't break it. Real quick, you just show up in your flip-flops and there's already shoes waiting for you.
Yep, we have shoes built right into the boat. This is called a foot stretcher. This is one of the points of attachment for our rowers. All different size shoes for all different size rowers.
Cool.
But basically your feet go here. At the front of the boat, we call this the bow. Pretty standard through all boating. The back is the stern, and then here in the middle is the cockpit. And
2 types of rowing, right? This is real important. We'll talk about this throughout the day, throughout the show. What are the 2 types of rowing, and are there different oars for them?
Yep, there's 2 types. One is called sculling, and one is called sweep rowing. Sculling will be each athlete will get 2 oars, and for sweep rowing, each athlete gets 1 much larger oar.
So that is a big difference, and you brought the oars to show us.
Yes, we have the sweep oar here, which is about 13 feet long, weighs about 3.5 pounds, and basically is the main power supply for the boats farther down the line there. This is a sculling blade. It comes in at about 2.5 pounds. Obviously much smaller, but each rower would get 2 of these rather than just the 1.
So you'd get 2 of these, 1 in each hand, as opposed to 1 of those with 2 hands?
Correct.
Oh, whoa, sweeping, sculling, shells. This is a lot to get through today, but we're gonna have some fun. We are about to hit the water. You wanna join us. This is a big episode, so come along. But first, we've gotta show you this nutrition tip.
Hi, my name is Cindy Mondellis, and I work with the Orange County University of Florida IFAS Extension. During the summertime, you definitely want to find ways to keep yourself cool and as well as enjoying what you're going to take in or eat. Today, we're going to have fruited ice. My friend Diana is going to help us out with this recipe. Well, pretty much, this is an easy recipe. All you need, some bananas, some crushed pineapples, you have strawberries in here, and then what we're going to do is scoop out our mixture and put them into foil cupcake cups. So we can do that right now. You scoop out a couple of them. Okay. There we go. Yes, and that's one thing that you want. You want to make sure that whatever you eat is very colorful. There we go. Yeah, using the foil cups, because they're foil, they tend to stay up, so you don't necessarily need a cupcake baking sheet. You just go ahead and use the foil cupcakes itself. I think we made some earlier, so Diana, do you want to go out and get some? Oh, also there's some apricot halves in here as well. So let's see how the recipe turned out. Ooh. Well, I know I'm going to grab this one.
Did you know I love eating ice cream during the summer?
Okay.
But is that bad?
Eating ice cream during the summertime is not bad. Eating ice cream at all is not necessarily bad. But you want to make sure that you eat it sparingly because you want to avoid the extra fat and calories that you don't need. So having something like a fruited ice cup is a better option because it's filled with fruit. And it's good for you. This is good. Really, really good. You can find this recipe along with other recipes in the Simply Florida Cookbook. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm going to continue eating my fruited ice cup before it melts away. My name is Cindy Mondellis, and that was your nutrition tip.
Core strength and power, 2 things you need to be good at rowing, and we're gonna work on them both on the machines before we get into the shell. So Justin, what are these machines called?
This machine is called the ergometer, or erg for short. It's the primary training tool that we use for getting new rowers out on the water, and then we use these for our experienced rowers for increasing cardiovascular fitness and technique.
So we're gonna mimic what we're gonna do out on the water right here, is that right?
Exactly. The erg's got many parts that are similar to the boat. We've got a handle that acts like your oar handles. You've got a foot stretcher, and you have got a slide.
Let's do it.
All right. The first position that we start at with is called the finish. So you're gonna come all the way back. You're just gonna sit comfortably. Everything here should be comfortable. If it's not, then you're probably not doing it right.
So sit comfortably.
So you wanna sit nice and tall, your hands just below your sternum. And the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna move the hands away from the body. We're gonna bring the body forward, and then we're just gonna slowly come up. This is called the recovery. And we're going to stop up here at the top as high as you can, and this is called the catch. This is where the oar's way behind you and you're catching the water for the first time. This is where the core strength and the power comes in.
So we have to visualize that we have an oar here as we go, right?
Exactly.
Let's do it together.
Okay, so this part is called the drive, and go. And again, you're just going to reverse the process. So again, sitting tall, legs come down first, body opens up, hands come in. So we'll take a few strokes together. All right, here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
Go.
Justin, you're more powerful than me. Surprise, surprise. And how fast do you go in competition? How many strokes?
In competition, we'll start off at close to 40 strokes a minute for juniors and as high as 50 strokes a minute for collegiate rowers.
50 strokes a minute. So can you show us what that might look like? I do not want to mess with you. I think we're ready. Let's hit the water. We'll see you there. Practice is over. It is time for the real deal. Well, sort of. We're rowing with our training wheels today, but Justin has assured us it's just like on the erg. Is it really?
It is. You're going to go through the same cycle of motions that we did on the erg. So we're going to sit nice and tall. We're going to sit at the finish with the hands in. And the first motion is going to be bring those hands down, and that'll take your oars out of the water. Bring them away and slide on up, and we're at the catch. Let those oars just kind of float where they're going to and drive away. There you go. Finish high, pop them out.
Pop them out
and come away again.
And
yep. And you want to keep the motion continuous, just a big cycle of drive and recovery. So there's the drive, pop them out. All right, so come in and come down, and then right away. So just one continuous circle.
So no stopping.
No stopping. All right, so.
I always wondered, how deep should you have to worry about putting the oars in, or do you not even have to think about that?
Pretty much the oars are built and engineered to float exactly where they're supposed to. It's all done at the factory, and it takes the rower right out of the equation, so it's done perfectly.
So that's not something to worry about?
Nope, that's easy.
But everything else is.
So we're gonna have you take a couple more practice strokes here, and we're gonna let you go.
Okay.
There you go. Here's a good one, and we'll let you go on this one.
Bye-bye. So as I go away, make sure you tell me what to do.
Sitting nice and tall, pop it out, coming forward, catch, drive, and away. Pop it out. Good.
This is fun. Are we gonna see you guys? Come join us, we'll see you there. Well, I'm glad to see you, crew. I thought it was just me and everyone at home in the middle of Turkey Lake. We got out here, we got our basic stroke, but we need something. We need more power. We need to go faster, Justin. How can we do that?
Okay. One thing that we do is that we're gonna flatten those blades out. Okay, on the recovery, when the blades come back, they're gonna be slicing through the air. If we brought them back flat, we'd be pushing all that air and slowing ourselves down. So what our rowers will do is when those blades come out of the water, they're gonna turn them flat. And this will allow it to go through the air faster. Okay, and the other thing you need to remember is when you get back to that catch, you got to square them up so they're up and down again, drop them in, and then you're back on the drive.
So that's called feathering, yeah?
That's called feathering.
That's awesome. Think I could try it?
Sure. Just a nice little kick back with the wrist. Good. Keep it long, nice and relaxed, sitting tall. That's it. Taking our time, not getting overexcited about things here.
So I've got to keep them flat and feather as I go.
And a nice long gradual roll up. So we go from flat to square as we come up the slide. There you go.
That gives us one more thing to think about.
Yep, keep that oar right at the surface of the water. Taking your time with it. There you go.
Power, speed, form, feathering. We have a lot to think about. We're gonna stay out here and practice because you are not going to believe it. Coming up, we will be rowing with the women's crew team from Boone High School. And if we don't get this right, we might get kicked off the boat. We'll see you later. I got a lot of work to do. I am so glad we learned how to row before because these girls are fit. They're fierce, they're powerful, they are strong. Meet the varsity crew team from Boone High School. They're letting me sit in the stroke seat today. Meet the coxswain.
Hi, I'm Laura.
I'm 3 seat Lizzie. I'm 2 seat Rachel.
And I'm bow seat Claire.
All four ready at the finish. Ready, go.
never rode before, I encourage you to give it a try. Of course though, today I'm riding with the best of the best. Coming up, we'll talk one-on-one with the girl in the bow of the boat. Do you remember which part that is? That is after we check out this Orange County park. Linked to the West Orange Trail, the Clarcona Horse Park offers a number of facilities for horse lovers. The park is located near County Highway 435. At 40 acres, horse enthusiasts have plenty of room on the trail for practice, lessons, and competition. The park draws horsemen from all over the country to compete and practice. If you're more of a spectator, horse shows take place on the weekends throughout the year. Check out the Parks and Recreation website at www.orangecountyfl.net for a schedule. Picnic areas are available throughout the park, as well as camping and RV sites. Enjoy this facility and take advantage of all it has to offer. Clarcona Horse Park is open Monday through Sunday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. in the summer and 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. in the winter. For more information about the Clarcona Horse Park, call 407-886-6255. So, do you remember who is in the bow of the boat? We'll give you a clue. It's last year's crew captain, Miss Claire Frankel. Hey Claire, how you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
Good. So the bow of the boat, tell us, have you always had that seat?
I've always been in the bow. It's kind of been my seat since freshman year, so it's where I hang out most of the time.
And what do you do back there? What's the role of that seat?
The role for bow is you have to have good technique. You have to keep the balance of the boat, just kind of make sure you're not going to tip over.
Have you ever tipped?
I have once last year. A little bit of an embarrassing story. We were rowing a double and just kind of fell over, and we were out there for about half an hour swimming. So.
Did you see it coming? Did you know it was coming?
No, it was a little unexpected, but we dealt with it, so it was good.
How was the water? Any gators? Everything was safe?
Well, the girl I was rowing with thought that my leg was a gator, so she started freaking out. So, but there were no gators. There are gators in the lake, but we didn't get any. So
Glad you're in one piece.
Yes.
You mentioned since freshman year, so is that how long you've been rowing?
Yeah, I've been rowing for 4 years.
Whew, how'd you get into it?
I just decided I was starting high school, wanted to start something new. I've tried other sports, didn't really like any of them. So I went out for the crew team and loved it the first day, and here I am 4 years later.
So the first day you were actually hooked on it and you just went from there?
Absolutely. They put us out in a boat. They said, okay, try it. So I was a little taken aback, but I just went for it, and I loved the speed, and I loved the wind in my hair. I just loved it. So.
How relaxing is it to be out on the water? I mean, we're at Turkey Lake. It's beautiful. When do you practice, and how relaxing or stressful is it?
It's absolutely relaxing. I'm a morning person, so the morning practices from usually around 6 to 9-ish, they're perfect for me. I just love seeing the sunrise come up behind us as we row. It's the best feeling in the world.
It is so cool. And you've got girls to share it with, your teammates. Talk about them. What is it like to have that pressure or that, you know, greatness of having a support system along with you?
They're like my second family. We see each other 6 days a week, and even on the times when we don't have to spend time with each other, we're always finding each other at our houses or just still calling each other. They're my second family, and I love them all dearly. So.
I got to row with you guys. It was awesome, but I felt like I could not mess up because I would let you all down. What's that like? How do you find that balance of finding your own groove and staying with the girls? It's
all trust. I mean, you have to go out there every day trusting that they're going to pull just as hard as you are, and sometimes you find a lineup or a set of girls that you don't feel that, and that's when we switch up the lineups, and it's the best feeling going in knowing that you have 7 other girls or 3 other girls with you that are pulling the same as you. So.
Pulling the same weight. And you guys are lightweights, is that right?
Most of us are, yeah, and that means that we're under 130, so it's tough, but we do it. So.
Because your coach, Justin, was telling us it's about speed and power. You guys are pretty powerful, so the lightweights still pack a big punch?
Oh, absolutely. We're a lot smaller, so we go faster. So it's awesome.
Bottom of the scale.
Yes.
That's what our shirt says. Bottom of the scale. What's that all about?
Last year it states we made our own shirts just kind of so everybody knew who we were and that we were a threat. And it says bottom of the scale and then at the top of our game. And so we seemed to pull it off when we pulled a 3rd place finish last year at state.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank
That
you.
is a big honor. So what's next for you? You're a senior, you're going off to college.
Yeah.
What's next?
I'm going to go to UCF in the fall, and I'm very excited. I'm not going to row, unfortunately. I think I've spent enough time on the lake, but that's about it. I'm going to school for nursing, and hopefully I'm going to go into pediatric oncology, and that's what I want to do. So.
You think you'll row again at some point?
Yeah, I think coming up soon, I'm definitely going to row again. I don't know when, but I'm definitely looking forward to another journey out on the lake. So.
And what would you say to people who've never tried crew and never have rowed? What would be your advice to them?
At first, it can be a little overwhelming, but just never give up. It's an amazing, amazing sport. You're gonna meet friends that you're gonna have forever. You're gonna learn a technique and learn a skill that most people don't have, and it's just an incredible experience, and I recommend it to every single person.
Well, good luck to you, Killer,
Thank
and
you.
congratulations on all you've
Thanks.
done. And you want to stick around because coming up, we have a Sports Zone fun fact. True or false? The Yale Crew team was the first college sports team started in 1843. The answer is true. And did you know the Yale-Harvard Crew Race was the first and longest running American intercollegiate sports event? And now it's time for an Orange County event. Dominican Republic, Egypt, the best youth bowlers are all in one place, and something like this only happens once every 2 years. We're at the World Youth Championships, and for the first time, it's being held in the USA, and what better place than right here in Orange County. So you came for the experience. Talk about how the experience has been. Is it all that you expected?
The experience has been phenomenal. It's beyond the imagination. I played one competition last year in Cyprus. It was only European. I played it by myself, so it's good to have a teammate this time as well.
What's the difference between bowling individually and bowling as a team?
It's very different. I mean, it's much better when you can come off the approach and smack your hands to your teammates than when you have to come back and get yourself going. It's definitely different.
And you are competitors, but you're also friends. Yeah, what's it like to see each other in tournaments?
Yeah, because in the land we could compete. Yeah, but after the game finished, we're like just a friend, a good, very good friend.
You have the reddest, biggest hair out of anyone we've seen. You guys stand out. Tell us about the people you've met. What do you think? How do you fit in?
Oh, I feel so much cool. It's really cool to take that hair, to take that curls, because everyone knows you. It's like you came into the bowling center, it's like, hi, how are you? Fine, you? And you, oh, hi, guys. Hi, yeah, it's me. Also.
Easy to find him during the people.
And what is your experience for the first time being here in Florida, in Orlando? What do you think?
Este no es el primero, es el segundo que participo. Participé ya en Berlín y siento que jugué bien. Estoy un poco decepcionado en este mundial porque no jugué como quería, pero bien contento porque un quinto lugar es bueno.
What is it like when you get a strike or when someone else gets a strike?
Maybe like winning a jackpot. Something like that, yeah. Really? Yeah.
You guys feeling nervous? What are you feeling? Oh, you have headphones in. You can't even hear.
I'm feeling fine. We're just warming up and getting ourselves warmed up for the game.
We are with Scott from Australia. Scott, we picked you out of the crowd. You pretty much stood out. You get the Spectator Award of the Day. Are you cheering everyone on? I hear your voice.
Certainly are. It's lost a little bit of the voice. Yeah, we'll be yelling and screaming for the rest of the day.
You came all the way from Australia. What's the trip been like?
The trip was long, but now that we're here, it's great. Meeting new people, enjoying the climate and the people here. It's great.
What kind of balls do you have? Like, did you pick them? Did you ship them? What's that all about?
We brought 10 4-ball boxes, so that's 40 balls from Australia. We had a lot of excess baggage, but we didn't get charged, which was fantastic.
I was going to say, what's the upcharge?
It was 300 kilos.
What was the reaction when they took your baggage? What did the people say?
We checked in as a big group, so they kind of expected it.
Team USA, tell me some behind-the-scenes stuff. I know I can count on you guys. What have been the best, funniest behind-the-scenes moments that no one would know unless you are on the team?
No comment.
Oh!
We had a training camp. That was probably the best experience of my life. I met these guys and we had a week together and I couldn't ask for a better week in my life. It was just amazing.
What team is this? USA! Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! Oi, oi, oi! Aussie! Oi! Aussie! Oi! Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! Oi, oi, oi!
Woo! Today we rode with some of the best. We had a great day on the water, but the rain is coming in, so it is time to say goodbye. We will see you next time on... We'll see you next time on Sports Zone.